Hi everybody, and blessed be, it's me, Witch Joseph. It's been a minute since I've made a video. I've just been so busy. I started a website where I'm selling some of the things that I create and other magical items, supplies and things. And I've been trying to streamline my my Etsy shop too. If you haven't already, check that out. It's Witch Joseph on Etsy. And my website is witchjoseph.com. And I'm working on other things too. I'm trying to write some booklets, and we sell things too at local places, like at the Antique Mall here in Ohio. We have a little case where we sell things that we collect and things we're trying to get out there in the community so people can use them. Anyway, today's video, I'm going to do a video on crystals, and this is just a very basic video. People always ask about how do you cleanse a crystal, how do you charge a crystal, and that kind of thing. And I thought I would share some of the ways that I do it. There's lots of ways to do it, of course. And this is just how I do it. So this is the example stone I'm going to use. This is just a quartz. I say just a quartz. They're so amazing. But this is, I love working with quartz crystals. I always have. And I thought this would be a good example of to show how we do it. So let's start with cleansing a stone. So this is just regular sage that I grow in the garden. This is Salvia officinalis. And I always like to use plants that I have a relationship with. So this is one of the plant spirits that is one of my allies. And I've had this plant for so long. Anyway, you take the stone and you hold it over the smoke. And you say something like, I purify this stone of all previous energies, of all negative energies, and of all unwanted energies. In the name of the divine power of the universe, by the goddess and God, by the ancestors, ascended masters, and archangels, bodhisattvas, guides, and saints, and all the mighty ones of the craft, this stone is cleansed. And that'll usually do the trick. Sometimes I use a piece of selenite. I don't know if you can see this or not, but this is just a selenite slab. It's really beautiful, and in the moonlight it's so pretty. But you can also cleanse a stone just by placing it on a piece of selenite. And the selenite will purify it of any energies that are unwanted or any negative energies. And so I usually would leave it on there for maybe about an hour. Once you have the stone purified of any energies that you don't want in it, you can program this crystal. And you can do this with any stone, but quartz, as you might know, can be used for any purpose whatsoever. And one of the ways that I program a stone is by holding it to my third eye, the ajna center, and you get a clear image in your mind by visualizing what you want the stone to achieve. Like, for example, I'm going to program this stone to facilitate spirit communication with my guides and higher self, and with higher entities in the universe, and with spirit allies and things like that. So I'm going to envision that, me having clear communications with those spirit allies, and I'm going to project that into the stone from my third eye. And that will program this stone to give off energies that will facilitate those types of communications. And you can program a stone that way for any purpose, especially quartz, because quartz will take any kind of programming. And of course you'll want to take into account what the stone is good for initially, just by its nature, and go from there. But quartz is really good for use along those lines. People often ask how to charge a stone. And you can charge quartz or any of the stones in the quartz family just by using sunlight or moonlight. The full moon is usually a good time to do it. If you're going to be working with lunar energies. But any kind of light, natural light source like the sun or moon, is going to carry universal energy that will be charging to stones like this and will empower them, especially if you place them in the light with that intention. One of the things about the selenite slab that I use to cleanse the stones sometimes is that it's a conductor as well. And this is something I learned very late, just recently, really. But you can place the stone directly on the selenite in the moonlight, if you're charging it to work with lunar energies, and it will act as a conductor of the lunar energies and put it into the stone. It's an amazing thing. I've tried it, and I encourage you to experiment with it too. It's a wonderful, wonderful tool. Of course, you'll always want to be careful about leaving a stone in direct sunlight if it's something like rose quartz or amethyst, or has any kind of mineral content like that. Sometimes the sun can bleach a stone, and the light can cause it to become more clear or opaque as time goes on. So you don't want to do that with stones that are beloved. You'd want to use something like moonlight in those types of cases. And I also wanted to mention you can purify quartz with water as well. You can hold it under running water and do the same type of procedure. Envision all energies leaving the stone, being washed out of the stone as the water passes over it. But not all stones can be placed in water. Like selenite, for example, will dissolve and will start to deteriorate. And water has a corrosive effect on a lot of different stones. So be sure to check into the hardness of the stone and what kind of stone it is, and use the cleansing method that would be appropriate for that stone. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you found this video useful, hit the like button and the notification bell. May you all have a wonderful day. Blessed be.